Well, I'm excited today because we have Stephen Sims here, the owner of Stephen's Catering, who also happens to be a friend from, we'll give him a plug, Premier at Sawmill. And when I found out he owned a catering company, are you kidding me? And I do events. Well, I said, I'm easy, but I'm not cheap. You can come and do a podcast. Actually, we're probably going to do a couple podcasts. So welcome to you, Stephen. And Stephen brought, we've got a bunch of food coming, but we're going to do a couple different podcasts. So the first one we're going to do is on your catering side of the business. So we're going to talk about that. First thing I want to know is, what made you want to be in the catering business, and how long have you been doing it? What's the background that got you into this?
Well, I can give you the short or the long answer, and you can walk me through as I start to talk. This is my 40th year in the hospitality industry.
Oh, wow. You've got,
and I have, this is our 18th season as Stephen's Catering, and we actually got started in September of 2002. So it'll be my 19th holiday season, if we have a holiday season, we hope. Before that, I was the corporate chef for the Kroger company. And
really?
I bet that's where I know you from.
Oh, really?
I used to do the Chocolate Fantasy Fair for the Lung Association, Central Ohio Lung Association. So Phyllis Van Arsdale.
Sure. Now that Phyllis goes a little before my time.
Okay, well that Phyllis.
I started at Kroger in '96.
Okay. Were you in Cincinnati?
And no, I was not in Cincinnati. I was here. I was actually at the Chambers Road store as a store chef. And I was there for about 14 months, and then they moved me into the corporate office.
All the people I know. Nick Reese.
Oh, I know Nick Reese very well.
Mr. Schaefer.
Mr. Schaefer.
And we don't. That's our paths have crossed, because guess who did my wedding reception?
Kroger?
The Kroger company.
Okay. It was Always in Good Taste, I believe was the name of it.
It was Always in Good Taste. Yes. My wedding reception was 250 some people.
Oh, goodness.
At the YWCA downtown.
Wow, that was before I was there. But,
yes, I've been married 30 years. So, yes, and they actually did some. The corporate chef at that time, I'm not sure who it was, but they actually did some test market things. They said they would give me a good pricing, of which they did. So I will say your background is good, because they always have high quality food. Okay, so you've been doing it. We know how long you've been doing it. So basically, were you born to be in the business, as they say?
I don't think so.
It just evolved. You like food? Is that right?
My first love was music, and I was a musician when I was in my 20s, and so therefore I was always in the restaurant industry, and I always loved to cook in high school, and I started to work in the kitchen after high school, and then we had some front of the house people say, "Steve, we got to get you out of the back of the house. We need to get you in the front of the house," because they just thought I had some personality that was going to go well waiting tables. So I learned how to wait tables, and I learned how to bartend, and then I was a musician for a long time. And then after I got out of being a musician, I didn't know what to do. And at the time, I was working up at Schmidt's up in Westerville, and Ziggy Allisbach and his wife Renee were getting ready to open up the Lakes Golf and Country Club. And Ziggy said, "Steve, if you give me 3 years of your life, I'll teach you how to cook, and you can go into the program at Columbus State." And so Ziggy Allisbach became my mentor, and that's where I learned to cook.
We definitely have friends. Okay, now we need to talk about the real reason you're here. We've got to talk about the food and everything that's going on during the pandemic. Because I know, every business, every restaurant has been dramatically impacted by this. So what changes as a caterer have you had to make when you're catering to businesses or doing a wedding reception? Talk to us a little bit about the changes you've made, and then I want to talk a little bit about some trends and some of the food products you have, including the Jarlsberg. And if you touch that,
I already touched it.
Well, don't touch it again, because you will not be my partner any longer, my co-host. And you've had enough of the hummus, because I've noticed you have it way over to your side, and it's about half empty on her side with the big spoon.
Yes. Well, I had to keep testing it to make sure it tasted as good as.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about changes that you've had to make during the pandemic, and why people should feel comfortable with a caterer.
Well, and without getting into the next segment, which I think you want to do, the Stevens at Home, we still are doing parties. We never closed during this at all.
Nice.
And we maintain, we even have a thermometer. We check temperatures every day. We make sure that anybody that feels sick doesn't come in. And fortunately, nobody in our company even knows anybody who has come down with this. So we're very thankful there. And then when we talk to our clients, we ask them what kind of protocols they want us to do. And most of the time we're serving our guests. We're not letting them come through the buffet line. And, we'll have gloves and the mask and we'll serve them. And that's usually what makes people the most comfortable right now.
Well, and I know I've been doing some traveling. I mean, I have, and I actually stayed in a hotel that had a free breakfast. Marriott system totally changed their whole way of doing things. Like, they don't have this happened to be a place that would have like a free cocktail hour in the food. They eliminated that because people were getting their own food. You can't have that. And there weren't sneeze guards and nobody was going to wear gloves going up to the, little buffet to get their nachos. Right. And in the morning, they limited their breakfast to more continentally, but everything was wrapped. So, your yogurt, your fruit cup, your milk, whatever it was, bagels, everything was wrapped, and they had the hand sanitizers in there. So I know those are things that people are very conscious of, and I know you still have to follow all the health department rules and regs, so it's probably not that much different other than maybe your presentations and some of those things had to change, correct?
That's correct. And being in the industry, we are so good about, washing our hands. I mean, that's just something that if you're going to be in this industry, you've built that as a part of your life.
Right.
And as long as you're washing your hands the way you're supposed to and not touching your face, you're going to be safe. And that's, unfortunately, a lot of people, even the people that are wearing the masks, they're touching their face now more than ever.
Exactly.
But if you've been brought up and you're a professional, you know how to do that.
Okay, so he's got to talk about these food products because these two products, which are, as we discussed at the pool, should I say we were poolside, because I told him what kind of foods I like.
Oh, you're the one that made this order?
I was selfish.
So I get to take it home.
Yes, you can take it home with your kids. Okay. Now, you said these are two of your signature, I call them, appetizer things, and that you created these.
Yes, I mean hummus and Jarlsberg. You can buy in the store.
But these are your.
These are ours, correct?
Okay, so first tell me about the Jarlsberg, because in mine I use Bermuda onions, but I notice yours is more of just the quote off-white color. Tell me what's in that, and then tell me about your hummus, and then tell me about these crostinis and pita, because they're like to die for.
You're asking him to give away the farm right now?
So the Jarlsberg is Jarlsberg cheese and mayonnaise and onion and salt and pepper.
That's it?
That is all that is in that.
It almost looks like a rice.
No, it doesn't. It looks like Jarlsberg.
Okay.
You blend it in a Cuisinart.
Well, you know what? There.
You blend it in a Cuisinart.
There.
And it's just about the proper ratio. And of course, we can't give away all the recipes.
No.
And then of course your hummus. You've got your bonzo beans and you got your tahini. And then the key to a great hummus is great olive oil.
Yes.
Great olive oil and real lemon juice, salt and pepper, and a little bit of cayenne to give it a little bit of.
How about garlic?
I'm sorry, garlic, yeah.
The best part.
The roasted garlic.
Is the roasted garlic.
Yeah.
And it's so mild.
Oh, it's so good.
I actually acted like I knew what I was talking about. I said, well, I use the elephant garlic because it's, and people, if you don't know that, elephant garlic is big.
The big garlic.
And it's very, very mild. We watched a show the other night. Do you know how that what's the worst part of using garlic? Peeling it. There was a show, and the other day, it was on a food channel, gave the secret. You jab a very thin stainless steel fork or knife into the middle. You turn and you pull it out. It came out already peeled.
I've seen that. I've tried that. It doesn't work quite as well as it does on the Food Network show or the YouTube video.
Okay, well, I'm very happy. Now tell me about the crostini, which I haven't tried because I was eating that pita. Okay, tell me about this.
Well, so I've always had fabulous pastry people that have been with me over the years. And right now I've got Alessandro. And,
that's my daughter's name.
And he is just a fabulous pastry chef and baker. And he bakes all of our breads
does he
and
make
all
the
of our
mini
dessert.
croissants too?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, for the brunch menu, he does the cinnamon rolls, the croissants, the Danish.
No.
Did you not put an order in for cinnamon rolls?
I have to tell you this.
You failed. I'm taking the Jarlsberg.
One of the top lifeguards at our pool, who's been there, forever? Michelle's been there forever.
Oh, yeah.
She's been telling me about Stephen's products because she orders. And she comes, have you tried this? I go, no, but I'm trying next week. She said her favorite were, she loved the yarbs, she loved the hummus, but she said those cinnamon rolls. She said they are to die for.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She said, no, to die for. And I went, well, I don't think I want to die. But she said, they're the best I've ever had. Okay, keep talking to us because I want to hear about Bang Bang Shrimp. Because she also told me Bang Bang Shrimp was really good.
So your Bang Bang Shrimp is it's a cornstarch that we use, and that's how we would fry the shrimp. And then it's a mayonnaise and a sweet chili, sriracha, scallion, garlic, and ginger is the sauce that goes on that.
Shrimp is one of my favorite things.
Well, we'll get you some Bang Bang.
That is like one of my favorite. And I have to tell you this. Oh, and here comes Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah is, I believe, office manager, one of the
Sarah
office.
is everything to Stevens Catering.
Sarah is the go-to. Whoa. And oh my goodness, more of the food that we're going to talk about in our next podcast too, which we're going to be talking about Stevens at home and Stevens at work. But we're going to keep all the food in front of us no matter what we're talking about.
Well, let's now the part back to the Stevens Catering.
Yes.
Shrimp certainly is one of the things that we do the most at Stevens Catering for appetizers. Of course, your shrimp cocktail classic, and this is going to be
and tell me that's a homemade vinaigrette sauce or something like that.
Yeah. What did Jack? What did he do? Did he do Dijon?
I'm not sure.
Chef Jack Kindle is my executive chef and is just absolutely fabulous.
Oh my! I can smell. Oh, just take one of those and smell it.
I'm afraid to. Are you
got a
going to
nice
yell
little
at me?
grain mustard sauce there. Have some of that.
Tell me this. Oh, is this the garlic roasted?
Yeah, that's our garlic
That
roasted
is-
grilled shrimp. Yeah.
Oh, yes, and we will be tasting this.
And then you want me to get you a little spoon for that so you don't have to.
Oh, we
Yes.
have a spoon.
Do you?
We
Okay.
have a spoon.
Yes,
Oh,
please try.
the sauce. Here we go. Okay. Oh yeah, it's all about the food.
It is all about the food, and you were saying something earlier
See?
about
It's all about
you know
food.
about saving money. You know, the one thing about catering, and that
Yes,
that you can really save money for. It's like when we talk to clients, we try to find out really what's paramount to them. And you know, for us, I'm all about the hospitality and the food.
I'm about not just because I do events. Is what I do, and I do weddings and do all kinds of business events that I've done over the years. And to me, it's about quality of the food, the hospitality of the staff. I mean, food is paramount, hospitality of the staff, and I like presentation. I think if it looks good, it's probably gonna be good. And talk to me about this, because we did a podcast not too long ago, because my daughter's getting married. And we talked about if you're gonna have a sit-down meal, and it's like at a wedding reception, or anything, you're gonna have a sit-down meal. You can do butlered appetizers, because number one, you don't have to order as many, so it's not as expensive as if you were gonna do going up to buffet and order. They're gonna basically graze on that, and then they may not eat your surf and turf that you're doing at dinner. That's also an area where you can save money too, correct?
Well, correct. But I will tell a lot of brides too that you know, before COVID, the grazing appetizers, you know, a hummus and pita, or a roasted corn and black bean salsa and tortilla chips and a veg tray is more economical than if we did
Shrimp.
crostini with you know, with the Jarlsberg or a crab, you know. So you can kind of maybe do a combination of both. But as you see right here, you guys are eating on what we call classicware. And I don't want to give a plug to the classicware, but it's a very nice upscale plastic.
Yeah.
You can save a bunch of money
Oh, yeah.
by going
Yeah.
with upscale plastic, good two-ply napkins, and plastic cups. You know, because once you start getting into the china and the linen napkins and the glassware,
That's where
that can be expensive. So that's where you just try to find out with your client what's most important. Is it that look of a beautiful table with the linen cloth that goes to the ground and all the really nice flowers and all the water glasses and that look? Is that really important to you? Or is it back down to really want to get some quality food and have the proper hospitality?
Well, and sometime even during like cocktail hour, you don't have to have any plates. If you've got a butler,
That's correct. That's
he's
great.
using a napkin and just pick the scheme of your colors. You don't have to have their monogram on them for something they're going to throw away in 2 seconds.
Right.
And to me, those are important things to me. This shrimp is to die for.
It's wonderful.
Now, I am a connoisseur of, I'll tell you 3 things I'm a connoisseur of. Excellent crab cakes, excellent shrimp, and chili. I worked for Wendy's International for Dave Thomas for 5 years. I probably have tasted more chili and tested more chili than any human being alive, because whenever they would call over the loudspeaker in the corporate office, the taste testing for chili.
Oh, and they let the employees come in and taste test?
That's who taste tested for the first
goodness.
like 3 rounds. But I have to tell me what is in this sauce, because it's like really good.
You know, I'd ask him just to do some shrimp today, and it's a grain mustard and mayonnaise and probably garlic, salt, and pepper. Maybe a little bit acidic, probably a little bit of lemon.
It's really good. It's really good.
Back to chili, I've had a chili recipe that has won a few things over the years. I was the chef at Umberto's when I got out of college. And that's where I developed a chicken chili recipe that is to die for. So I'll have to let you try the chicken chili.
I will.
I think we've scored so far on the hummus Jarlsberg and shrimp.
Yes.
Oh
Well, let's make it 4 for 4, shall we?
What is in there?
That is your Chipotle barbecue.
Oh, my
That
goodness.
is mine. Did you notice that is meaning mine?
But that's
That
and
is-
you certainly could get that as a something catered. But that's part of our new concept that we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Yes. So, well, this is just like awesome. Now, where can they find you?
We are at stevenscatering.com, and our physical address is 1221 Chesapeake Avenue, Columbus, Ohio 43212. Or you can call us at 614-486-1221.
And how far an area in Central Ohio do you cover?
Oh, we do weddings in Granville.
Do you do condos in Naples, Florida?
You know, I'm in Naples a lot, and I could.
Oh, you can come over. You and my husband can have shrimp cook-off.
We could. We are in. We're down in Pelican Bay down there in March,
Oh, well.
and then my birth father lives in Stonebridge.
Oh, okay. Well, we're in North Naples on Venetian Bay, and it's just a hop but skip
Oh, I
and a
know.
jump
I know.
to Pelican. And we also do Florida hot dogs. You know what a Florida hot dog is? My husband does.
I do not.
A Florida hot dog is a Florida warm water lobster tail. And he
Okay.
calls them Florida hot dogs. So, and he's very good at that. He
Is
loves
he?
to cook seafood. So maybe we'll have to have a cook off in your family, and well, just maybe you and your wife and myself. We'll just sit there and let you guys cook. And our grill is on the bay.
Oh,
So you can walk down there and where our boat docks are, and then you can grill right on the bay. You can have a little beverage, and we can sit there by the pool and wait for you.
that sounds fabulous.
Well, Stephen, we're so glad to have you here. We're going to talk more about food and Stephen's Catering, and we're going to talk on our next podcast. So stay tuned for part 2, which is Stephen's at work, Stephen's at home.